Good morning. Amanishakhete here. The Awakening Part 2. I'm with you. I hear you, and so does Simperian. The day after the election, the next day, today, a lot of people are still feeling sad. And I wanted to say to you, no one can tell you not to be sad. There's a process called going through the stages of grieving. But in this process, for those of you and for those of us who are sad and disappointed, that means that we are awakened. You know how they called us those woke people? They've tried to make it sound bad. But what it means is that we are awakened. Our life is awakened to the essence of the universe and the people that are here. We respect all life, and that's okay. That's why we came together under that coalition of diversity and love. The other side, there's a lot of hate and demonism. And in the philosophy that I study, in Eastern philosophy, we call it the devil of the sixth heaven, which is the hardest devil to destroy. But their time is coming, because I truly believe that we're transitioning into an age of Aquarius. And in order to get into the age of Aquarius, we have to have the last fight for the folks under the sign of Pisces. So I just wanted to say to you, the awakening, uh, I commend you. Don't lose hope. We are the light for this planet. They are not. They are on the road of destruction, and their time will come. There is a universal law that I truly believe in. And that universal law is the law of karma. The law of karma doesn't mean I put on good things out into the universe and good things come back to me. It is simply the law of cause and effect. The causes that you make will affect you and the circumstances around you and generations into your family as well. And I'm not going to go into it right now because I get people that like to debate me. Well, how come rich people get to continue to be rich? That's another story. Okay. But karma is karma. And I don't care if you go to church on Sunday, you do Hail Marys. The bottom line is, folks, you have to face the call of karma. And all those folks on that path, on that party that just got elected, they're on the road of destruction for themselves. And the rest of us have to protect our lives so that we won't get caught up in the fray. They think they're in power and they can do this and that. They're working with man-made laws. I work with the creator of all things. I believe in the essence of the universe. This universe is millions and millions of years old. Okay? So the consciousness of that universe is much stronger than their consciousness. One of the things my spiritual mentors always said to me, the reason that evil seems to prevail is that because evil comes together and they work together so closely, regardless of who they are, right? For those of us who are spiritual, those of us, and I'm not saying religious, I said spiritual. But going into church buildings and things, that's just not my thing. If that's your thing, that's your prerogative. I'm just saying that usually spiritual people come from different walks of life. I go to this church, I go to that temple, and then they all just separate and they don't come together, right? So the goodness and the light seems to separate rather than come together like the darkness does. But this last election did show an awakening among those of light and those of love and those of spirituality, and that will continue. So in your grief, don't allow anybody to tell you you cannot be angry. Don't allow anybody to tell you that you cannot be sad. And that goes for you too, Mr. Biden, who wants to get up and tell people how to think. Because I still remember when you put on the MAGA hat. I haven't forgotten that. And I haven't forgotten the fact that I don't blame you. I would have been upset too if they pushed me out of the election. I've been in executive positions and they work their really damnedest to push you out the older you get. So I've been there. I get it. And I thought that was wrong because I would have voted for you anyway. But at the end of the day, stop telling people about how fair this election was because I believe it was rigged. I've never seen a fast count like that in my life. It was rigged. And you know it was rigged. You people behind the scenes, you know it was rigged. It had to be rigged for that guy for whatever reason. And I just want to tell you, in the words of Elon Musk, Americans will suffer under Donald Trump for the next 2 years. And what Donald Trump will do is tell you it's because of the Biden administration you're suffering. That's not true. See, I have 3 college educations and I studied economics and I understand what inflation is. And inflation is not caused by a president, okay? Unless that president's giving tax cuts to billionaires, okay? The more money you spend in an economy, the supply and demand takes effect. The supply goes down when the demand goes up. Prices go up because there's not enough supply for the demand. Go read about it. Okay? And then the Federal Reserve starts raising interest rates to slow down the market as well, to slow down the spending. But it only impacts you and I because we aren't billionaires or millionaires. At least I'm not. And so it only impacts us. And you're going to feel the suffering. But you're going to feel the suffering coming up in 2025, 26. Elon Musk already said it. If one thing you want to believe about that billionaire, he's telling you the truth. He already made his 15 billion when Trump went in, and he's going to make more. And all the rest of the billionaires are going to make more because he's going to give them tax cuts. And middle class Americans are going to have to pay taxes because we're the only ones who pay taxes. I don't care if you're Republican or a Democrat in office. I'm just telling you. We pay the taxes. Poor people don't pay taxes, and rich people don't pay taxes. It's middle class Americans that pay taxes. That's why we feel the pain more than anybody. And folks that are flipping hamburgers, I'm sorry. Get pissed off at me if you want to. But you don't need $20 an hour to flip a hamburger. I mean, I flipped hamburgers when I was in high school. Those jobs were for high school kids to learn customer service and to learn about the workplace. And now we got people who may be less educated. Yeah, I said it. Because you want to put black women down for being educated. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm one of those black women. I chose to go to school, you know. And so if you want to go flip hamburgers, that's your prerogative. But don't get mad because you're not getting paid $20 an hour. Because that $20 an hour you want paid is going to make that hamburger cost $15 an hour. I mean, $15 for a burger. It's already expensive for burgers right now. Okay? You can't even go to a fast food restaurants. I'm, for one, like to go to Chipotle's every now and then. By the time I come out of there, just for a meal for me, it's $20. So, don't tell me about you think this guy is going to come in. Remember Jim Jones. Everybody thought he was going to be the savior too. And I want you to ask some of the people that follow Jim Jones. Oh, you can't because most of them are dead. They drank the Kool-Aid. So I just want to tell you, those of us that are part of the awakening, I'll be talking more about this, the awakening. We are part of the spiritual awakening. We are the light for this planet. And those of you who supported that unity, that love, we are the ones that are going to propel us forward. It's not going to be by their laws. It's not going to be by listening to their crap on TV. Because one of the things they didn't tell you about Project 2025 is that the media is going to change. They have to be nice in 2025 when he goes into office. It says that in 2025 that media will roll through the administration. People cannot talk against the administration, so you won't be hearing any bad news about that administration. Project 2025 says that they will control media, so say goodbye to TikTok. I want you to say goodbye to TikTok because TikTok is going to go bye-bye. It's going to go bye-bye, folks. I just need to let you know that TikTok is going to go bye-bye because it's owned by the Chinese. They cannot control TikTok. They always tell you because they're spying on Americans. People, they don't care if China and people spy on you as Americans. They care about two things. Number one, they can't control TikTok because they can't get taxes off of it because it's a Chinese owned company. So they can't tax you for the money you're making off of TikTok. That's number one. Okay. They cannot control the messaging. So in 2025, you're going to see that TikTok's going to go away or it's going to have a new leadership. I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk will own that too, or Trump or somebody. But they'll take TikTok so they can control the messaging. It's all about controlling the narrative and changing the mindset of those of us who are in the awakening stage. But they can't take that away from us because those of us in the awakening stage tell others that will listen. And the people that listen are those that are attracted to you. You can't beat people over the head to say, wake up, wake up. That's not what's going to happen, folks. I'm sorry to say that. But unless people are ready to hear the awakening, they will not hear it. So don't be afraid. You know, you don't have to go out there and tell people, well, I'm awakened. People know you're awakened. They can just look at you and feel your energy. And those who are ready to hear will come towards you and listen. So just get ready. Well, all this again. This is going to be my little piece about the awakening, because this is I write based on that. My characters are awakened, and they talk through me, and they speak through me, and want me to write what they write. That's why I wrote Wrong Daughter, Night of the Blood Moon. Semperian, the universal source and designer and protector of consciousness and source, is the supreme in Wrong Daughter, Night of the Blood Moon. And the characters are African descent and starts in ancient Africa, West Africa. Yes, a little bit of the slave trade in there. And which is a narrative they don't want anymore. They don't want that story told. But as a fiction author, I'm going to continue to write regardless. You know, I know they've taken this away from us before, writing, freedom of speech, and they're going to work on that. That's part of 2025. Even fiction authors, it doesn't matter. You can say, well, they're fiction authors, right? Doesn't matter. Because fiction, there's truth in fiction as well, and they know it. So just hold on to your hat, grieve, and just know that you're the light. You are the light. You are one of the light beings, and you're one of the awakened ones. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the spiritual unfoldment. Okay? I'm with you, and Semperian is with you. And Amanishakhete, always speaking at you in truth. Have a blessed day. And I'm going to sit back and finish drinking my coffee because it's early in the morning here where I am. Grab you a cup of coffee or your juice or whatever you're going to drink, and just know that we are protected by the greatest law. And it's beyond this planet.